Soccer player. Did everything on my feet. Took out the...
All right, here's Jaworski again. If you don't think quarterbacks pay a price and get hit as well as other people, watch this. He flags it to the left. He's getting away from, trying to get away from Small, and then he is leveled by Phil Tabor.
Yeah, I give him all the credit in the world for the throw, but I give Haynes an assist.
Some play. We went into the game saying the Eagles have three truly great players that they depend on. Carmichael, Montgomery, Jaworski. All three of them have made great plays, or many great plays for them tonight.
Eagles' longest drive of the night, 5:48 they used on the clock. This will be Alvin Garrett receiving Franklin's kickoff. Flag is down as Garrett goes down at the 15-yard line. Hey, one thing Tony Franklin doesn't do is get that barefoot into the action. He hovers back there well out of range. As long as he hovers.
I've seen some kickers kick the ball and run to the sideline, though. At least he hovers.
Penalty being marked off against the Giants. Bob Frederick and his crew tonight.
78 on the kick return team, illegal use of the hand.
George Small, he couldn't get Jaworski down in time, and he just got called for illegal use of hands. Giants have the football, their own 8-yard line. 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Giants 1-1 in the year. The Eagles looking for their third win of this young season. Sims from his end zone. Great. It's deflected, intercepted, and a flag is down.
They're going to call interference, and if it is, it's a hairline call. I'd like to take a little look at that. The defensive backs don't have much help anymore. They can't bump down the field. The advantage is very much to the offensive receiver. They're going to call it against the defensive back here.
Defensive pass interference, number 46. First down.
It might have to do with the fact that the 13 NFL games played yesterday produced 638 points. Well, I'll get to it in a moment.
Well, here we go. It's a break-in pass over the middle. Well,
I don't see that, friend.
I really have a hard time saying that he's got a right to go to the ball, which he did. He made a nice play, I thought.
Giants have the ball, 1st and 10, their own 23-yard line. Sims over the middle, and it's complete to Alvin Garrett. He's piled up there by Bill Berge, and that's the first time it's been in the open field, and this crowd loves it for this man. Berge makes the stop after a pickup of 7. There are many. That will expire the time here in the third quarter. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. That is the end of the third quarter with the score, Philadelphia 28, the Giants 3. We'll return in a moment.
Tuesday, Chris.
We're back in Philadelphia. I have nothing to say.
She's part of the Mean Green Machine. You know, we just saw Berge make that great hit. When I think of great middle linebackers that played this game, I think of a Butkus and a Schmidt and a Nitschke, but I think of Bill Berge in the same breath.
Absolutely. Giants have the football as we begin the fourth quarter. Ball at their own 29-yard line. 2nd down and 3. Sims trying to go deep to Perkins, and good defensive play by Herman Edwards. And again, I'm surprised I didn't see a flag. What I started to say a while ago was that the NFL has set a record this weekend in points scored. They broke the record set in 76 and equal last year of 642. That went by the board with the first 5 points tonight. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that receivers can just pretty much do what they want now upfield. I mean, they get bumped within that 5-yard zone, and then, boy, don't touch them after that.
That's the point Tom Brookshire made yesterday.
He made it well.
Absolutely right.
And he said the defensive backs are not allowed to do anything. They're calling it too close on them.
3rd down, 3. Mulledy has the first down for the Giants after the 37-yard line. I have to tell you, this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
As we look at old Mulledy there, I don't know whether he's got the speed to go deep or not, but he's a big target, the kind of guy you like to hit in that middle, a la Russ Francis or Dave Casper. There he is.
Started out with Buffalo, and of course, Didn't make the ball club up there a year ago, and was picked up by the Giants as a free agent and became a starter tonight. First and 10 Giants. Their own 37. Sims hanging it high. And dropped by Nate Johnson, the speedy rookie from Hillsdale.
He threw that ball as pretty as you can throw it.
He can't catch him, can he?
Roynell be the most frustrated young man in football at this moment. Twice Perkins dropped him on. Once Gray for a clear touchdown. Right there, Nate Johnson. How many times do you have to have this happen?
But on the other side of the coin, there you have a real sprinter in Nate Johnson and Roynell Young, the #1 draft choice of the Eagles. The man they need to play good for him was with him stride for stride with good coverage. But Sims threw it perfectly. It should have been a completion.
Second down and 10. The Eagles showing blitz. Barrett in motion. Bo Matthews stumbles to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Carl Haston right there for the tackle.
Eagles are a lot better defensively than people think they are. And they're getting better.
Houston trying to hang on to its one-game lead. Atlanta with an early one-run lead over the Dodgers, and Cincinnati trailing San Francisco by 1. Great game yesterday when the Reds beat the Dodgers in extra innings 7-2.
Bill Sands looking over the 3rd down and 6.
He better look for a sight in or his back.
For Perkins, and this time overthrows as Perkins covered well by Herman Edwards. Sims popped after he delivered the ball by Carl Hairston.
But here he didn't have time to set up and throw. He had to throw the ball long and overthrow him. Not his fault. Harrison's going to be right in his lap here. Ooh. He had to get rid of it. Oh, Phil Sims, I do feel for you. We'll never know whether he's going to be a great quarterback or not unless this team develops around him. Nobody's good enough to carry a team.
Jennings just practically kicks this one out of the ballpark. And it takes a giant bounce and is fielded by Wally Henry at the 2. Super kick by Dave Jennings. Came in tonight after 2 games leading the NFL. Eddie Hicks hustled down there quickly for the Giants, and the Eagles will have the ball at their own 10-yard line. Dave Jennings, 62-yard punt.
Why do I need a new 81 Chevy pickup? Well,
Boy, does he work a game. He does everything but play it.
Well, at this point in time, he'd be well advised not to use Montgomery, not to use Carmichael. Don't risk injury.
That's right.
He stays in there, just hand the ball off.
The second-round draft pick, Perry Harrington, a rookie from Jackson State, is in there, number 35. And Leroy Harris is out. Harrington, a fine runner. Wilbert Montgomery stays in. He, of course, 31. Montgomery. And Montgomery just struggles forward in the arms of Harry Carson, out close to the 15-yard line. Gain of 3. Second down and 7. Eagles, by the way, next week will travel to St. Louis while the Rams will be at Giant Stadium.
Howard, many times when you score 28 points, you have some gifts. You've got good field position. Tonight, the Eagles have driven 68 yards, 80 yards, 62 yards, and 95 yards for their touchdowns. They were honest drives, honest touchdowns.
And they used 2.5 minutes in all those drives. Second and 8. Jaworski changing it off. Draw play, Montgomery, and Montgomery's piled up there. Brad Van Pelt and Harry Carson on the stop. Gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 5. George Small in there for the Giants. Has been much of the second half. He was just activated. He was cut in preseason. Started out with the Steelers last year at 240 pounds. He's up to about 260 now. That's George Small, number 78. 3rd down and 5 for the Eagles. Louis Giamona, number 33, in there one setback. Scott Pitzke is in at wide receiver. And a blitz by the Giants, and Sporpan nails Jaworski. Takes him at the 5. That's where they'll mark it. Jaworski says, hey, what did I do wrong?
Obviously, one of the backs should pick this man up. The backs didn't pick him up.
Had them both in the pattern. They didn't even set him up.
And Jaworski picked him up.
Well, the Eagles will have to kick from their own end zone. Max Runniger in. Alvin Garrett stations himself at the Eagles' 47-yard line. There's Garrett. Hasn't been able to break one off tonight, but he has been lightning in the previous two games for the Giants, averaging a little over 17 yards in return.
He'll probably have a good chance here because the kicker's going to have to kick it quickly and more than likely low.
And they do not have the wide men out, as you can see. They're thinking, don't get it blocked. Runniger off the side of his foot. Makes a bit of an eagle bounce. And goes out close to the 43-yard line.
Turned out not to be a bad kick.
Nope.
So the Giants, trailing 28-3, will have the football in Eagle territory at the 43-yard line when we come back to Philadelphia. Fran Tarkenton watching a very frustrated Giants quarterback Phil Simms operate very well tonight, having a difficult time with his receivers holding the football. Now the Giants have the football, 43-yard line of the Eagles. Garrett in motion. Garrett went as high as he could at 5'7" against Randy Logan. That is incomplete.
Well, he's a good-looking little cookie out there. He's got a lot of gumption, but he leaped too early. He mistimed this leap.
He did a little bit, but he's got good jumping ability, and he almost made the catch.
Phil Simms gets the play from Bo Matthews. Is called down to Don Perkins. Second down and 10. Nate Johnson, the speedster. The Giants picked up from the Steelers, flanked out to the right. Simms overthrows Mulledy.
Edwards again.
Edwards. And he has been a nemesis for these Giants over the years.
It's almost uncanny. He's always where the football is.
Well, I don't say he can have an all-pro team this year without Herman Edwards on it. He's been largely ignored the last few years, but he can play.
Yeah, there's a young man that came in as a free agent, Herman Edwards, back in '77.
Well, Phil Simms finally threw a bad ball, an errant ball. After all the drops he's had, he deserves to have one error. He's played well, very well.
One of the Giants very slow in getting up. Jim Clack, the Giants center. Again, a flag is down.
Sportsmanlike conduct, both ways.
All right, both teams, bad boys. Remind you once again about college football coming your way this Saturday. Two undefeated teams, and they're biggies. Nebraska at Penn State. It's 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central, 10:30 Pacific time. Then a wide world of sports. Later in the day, it'll be live from London. Howard will be there for Alan Minter and Marvin Hagler as they go for the World Middleweight Championship. That's the only undisputed title. And then, of course, an Ali Holmes pre-fight report. Look at Ali and Holmes in their final days of training in preparation for their fight coming up. College football Saturday and wide world of sports here on ABC. First and 10, the Eagles at their own 36. Play action. Wide open is Montgomery. Inside the 35-yard line, and somebody had to blow that assignment because he was all alone.
Well, he had his choice. He had Montgomery down the sideline. He had Harold Carmichael down the middle of the post for a touchdown. He fakes a little trap play. He's got Montgomery on the linebacker. He beats the linebacker badly. Scorpion.
Too many options almost for Jaworski. Carmichael was wide open.
I would still like to see that man 31 on the bench.
I agree with you. Made that point earlier. Instead, he's getting a lot of work.
Yep.
First and 10 at the Giants' 34-yard line. Montgomery again. Inside the 30-yard line, close to the 28.
Howard,
defensively, Harry Carson made the stop. It'll be second down and 5.
Do you agree? I think this Montgomery's right in the class of the great backs, of the Paytons, of the Dorsetts, of the Campbells.
Only he just doesn't get the print. That's all.
Just as good as any of them. takes a back seat to nobody playing the running back position in football today.
Another one of those backs that came in. While he was an outstanding collegiate football player, he was also a good track man. He was 109.5, 9.6 consistently for Abilene Christian. But that speed is deceptive. Second down 5. Smith in motion. Flanker screen. Smith bobbles it.
That could have been a lateral.
Close to a lateral, but they indicate incompleted pass. So it'll be third down and 5.
You would like to see your receiver jump on that ball in case the official does call it a lateral. But he not only didn't jump on it, but no Giant went after the ball to pick it up.
Jaworski again glancing to the sidelines on many occasions. He will get his plays wig-wagged, or almost like a baseball sign, waved into him. There's Marion Campbell, nearest to you, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. We've been talking about him all night.
The old Swamp Fox.
Swamp Fox, yes indeed.
Now, he played on this championship team in 1960.
Third and 5. Carmichael, first down and more. And Carmichael's down at the 18, tackled there by Terry Jackson.
Did you see Jaworski read that blitz? Scorpan coming in on him right to the vacated area.
Look at him smile. He knows he did a good thing.
It's fun now.
Start spreading the news.
The other thing about Jaworski, since he came here, he has been consistently in the lineup. He's like you, Fran. He's never had a problem with injuries. But he's always there on Sunday.
And he's really developed since he's been here. And give a lot of that credit to Vermeil.
He used to
done a
rear
beautiful
back and throw it. He doesn't do that anymore.
Nope.
First and 10. Carmichael, flanker screen. He scored on one of these earlier.
Same play, and he's getting right down there. Just missed.
Harold Carmichael, from almost the same spot that he scored in the second quarter, takes the ball down inside the 5 to the 2.
We make the point again. You don't see many receivers that play at the size he is. It's 6'8". Watch it again. Just a little screen pass. The lineman run out to the right, and there's old 76 Sizemore, who will make a block right there. He did a little push job, in fact. And here's Carmichael cutting around. How he moves that long, angular body.
He's Ichabod Crane. One step is 5 yards with him.
He's already scored his 60th career touchdown tonight. Louis Gilbert, 86, getting himself in the right position.
Touchdown.
Montgomery sprint to the end zone, and Montgomery is in the corner ahead of Mike Dennis. Eagles are letting it be known tonight they are for real.
5 plays, Giff, 64 yards. 5 drives of 60 yards or better. That's good offensive football.
All of which took about 2.5 minutes each.
That's right. That's just good offensive football.
7:05 remaining in this game. Tony Franklin on for the conversion.
He's making a machine out of this football team. They really are solid.
Franklin knuckles it through, and the Eagles are out front 35-3. The man who makes it happen for the Eagles so often, Harold Carmichael, is struck again. Here he is.
Hello, Ma.
Yeah, he's talking to his mother.
Yes.
The 1981 Buick LeSabre, a handsome, roomy, luxurious, intelligently designed automobile. Qualities which may help explain why it continues to enjoy high praise, a large following, and strong appeal. The efficient Buick LeSabre. It not only draws a crowd, but carries one as well. The new LeSabre. Room, comfort, and economy.
I'll tell you, my Bernice knows what's good for me.
And what?
169 yards a week ago against Minnesota. Won on a 72-yard touchdown run. That's what he's done tonight. Also in the receiving department, he's been a little bit extra special. 7 receptions, 67 yards.
Well, I'm sure the Dallas Cowboys are watching this game.
Franklin hits it. Garrett will take it in the end zone, and he'll stay there. And the Giants will have it on their 20. And a remind you about ABC News at Nightline coming your way a half hour after the telecast with Ted Koppel. And, of course, 11:30 out on the West Coast. And, of course, as the Iranian and Iraqi situation heats up, you want to stay tuned because Nightline will focus on that situation tonight. 1st and 10. Giants have the ball. They're down 35-3. Nate Johnson is in there, wide receiver. Danny Pittman is 82. Nate Johnson is 84. Two young rookie receivers now for the Giants. Sims. Mike Hogan would circle out of the backfield. Sims, I think, feeling the pressure, just unloaded it.
Well, you know, it's so tough here because those defensive linemen like those statistics which said sack beside their name. And now they know they're going to throw, they're going to tee off, and they're going to come like gangbusters.
It's working the Pro Bowl time right now for the defensive linemen.
And contract time. Defensive linemen get paid for sacks.
Danny Pittman, 82, a rookie out of Wyoming. He had actually beaten out Ernie Gray during the season. Suffered a sore shoulder, or he would have been the starter against St. Louis when Ernie Gray caught 4 TD passes. He wears 82. 2nd down and 10 for the Giants. Sims. Mulledy out to the 23-yard line. Defensively, it was Ray Phillips for the Eagles. It'll be 3rd down and 5. There he is. Charlie Bednarik. Chuck-a-row.
He did an amazing thing in 1960 when he went both ways in the championship team. Started as a center and started as a middle linebacker, or maybe the outside linebacker, Giff.
He's the guy who sent Frank to the hospital. But he did it cleanly. We decided after all these years.
If anything is smart like that,
he's a great fellow.
What a super golfer, too. He's right around scratch out here at White Marsh. 3rd down and 7. Garrett in motion. Sims. Not bad protection. Oh, and he goes. The sack by Dennis Harrison. Sims had the time. He just could not get a receiver open. All the way back to the 7-yard line.
In a game like this, you've had a chance to see a lineman excel. And that's the young man from Vanderbilt that we've talked about.
Let me tell you an interesting story about Dennis Harrison. This is when I knew I should retire, Howard. We beat the Eagles 2 years ago in my last year. Harrison was a rookie then. After the game, he came to the locker room. He said, "Mr. Tarkenton, may I have your autograph?" I said, "Son, I'm getting out of this game." When they come in for the autograph at that point.
Jennings is low and is taken by Wally Henry on the dead run. And Henry is nailed down at the 31-yard line. Hustling down there for the Giants, Eddie Hicks.
Good Lord, they've got all the time in the world for still another score.
And
they're a machine.
There's old Woody.
Big guy.
Back in 1966, the Vikings said you couldn't play, but you proved you could, Woody. You're having a good night. We'll be back.
You know, it's come out a quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, Joe Pisarcik, former Giant, now in the lineup, along with Terry Harrington, a rookie from Jackson State, number 35, and Louis Giamono, and Dick Vermeil. Content with the 35-3 is bringing in the backups. Wally Henry is a wide receiver, 89. Scott Fitzke, number 81, wide receiver. John Spagnuolo is the tight end, number 88. Those are your Eagles on offense. See Louis Giamono. Giamono inside the 30 for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8, taken there by Gary Jeter.
You know, I don't care how much Giamono's been kicked around the leg or how small. I like to watch him play. He's quick. He gets into the hole. He's an exciting little player.
I don't mean anything about it, but he's got a leg up in the sense that he is the nephew of Dick Vermeil.
Nephew. Not only that, he's getting a whole new education. He's John Spagnuolo's roommate, so now he's under the tutelage of a Yale.
Who was a student of Howard.
2nd down and 8. Giamono.
Look at this.
Bounces off one
funky kid, isn't he?
Taken there by Brad Van Pelt.
National League updates. Houston by 2 in the 6th over San Diego. Atlanta clings to its 1-run edge over the Dodgers, as does San Francisco over Cincinnati.
3rd down and 4.
And Howard, don't you like my hometown Atlanta Braves? Have they been playing some baseball?
Oh, what a story. What a job by Bobby Cox.
Yes, sir.
Matthews, Horner, Murphy, Chambliss knitting them together with his veterans' leadership.
Two of the great young players in the game, and Horner and Murphy.
Harrington, a rookie from Jackson State. Line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. It'll be 4th down, Eagles. And I think Dick Vermeil, who was burned a little bit by Bud Grant last week for maybe jacking up the score a little bit, decided, hey, I'm going to cool it. This is kind of early in the year.
But, you know, here, what's his choices? You know, you can either kick the field goal 3 points up or go for it. I think you got to go on and play the game.
And you need to give those backup guys the opportunity to play football, not a game of run the clock out.
Absolutely.
Someday they might have to do it.
That's right.
4th down and 4. Sarchi. Fitzke incomplete. Giants will take over. And the ball will be at their own 26-yard line. Joe Sarchi struggled 3 years with the Giants before coming here as a free agent in the offseason. And they were long years. The Giants went through a rebuilding program. He was counted, as we mentioned earlier, not the most mobile of quarterbacks.
Vermeil for president.
Makes sense to me.
Some might think it's a better idea. A better way.
5 receivers are Pittman, 82, the rookie from Wyoming. Nate Johnson, 84, the rookie from Hillsdale for the Giants. Sims. Oh, my goodness. Well, they're going to rule this one. Scott Laidlaw,
I'll tell you,
was either the receiver or the intended receiver.
And Frank
Lamaster.
And Lamaster, I believe, has hurt his knee.
He can kill you, that guy. I'll tell you, he's tough.
Oh, he tossed Laidlaw to the turf.
Well, that's Big Charlie Johnson getting up slowly again. It's the second time he's had to come off the field tonight.
Look at him. Waved them. I want to stay out there. I tell you, Lamaster, Vermeil is forcing him to come out, but he is some player.
You know, Dallas is to be heard from this year, no question about it. And there's going to be some showdown when the Eagles play the Cowboys.
Well, they filled in a lot of cracks yesterday in the second half against Tampa.
I think Dallas has some of their better young players they've had in years. They've got some good young talent.
Kind of the secret of a successful franchise, to go through a transitional period and not have the bottom fall out.
Yeah, that's exactly what 2 teams are doing now, Frank. Dallas and Oakland.
That's correct.
Davis is doing it with the Raiders.
2nd down and 10. Giants have the ball at the 25-yard line. Sims. Matthews is really popped.
And that was by a linebacker by the name of Al Chesley. He is not a starter. Oh, my goodness.
Matthews slow getting up.
You can understand it.
Oh, this is some hit. Here's an end zone look of Sims throwing the ball to Matthews coming across. Watch the hit by 59 right here. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, right in the gut. He had to have at least had the wind knocked out of him.
Matthews shaken up, but he's leaving the field.
You people think these guys are overpaid? I don't. It's tough out there.
Meanwhile, little noted, another ball dropped. 3rd and 10. Ernest Gray checks back in for the Giants, a wide receiver, number 83. Sims. Mulledy out of bounds, incomplete.
Some effort by Mulledy. Some effort. And Sims is on his backside again, and it's so hard to throw from the prone position, Howard. I've never seen one to master that yet.
4th down, we'll see Dave Jennings. 3:14 now remaining on the scoreboard clock. Many of the 70,000-plus Eagle fans have left the stadium. Wally Henry is deep. Jennings can't turn it over once again, and Wally Henry can't stay in bounds. He steps out at the 40-yard line. The Eagles will have 1st and 10 there.
This is the way Philadelphians dreamed about this night turning out. The Philadelphia Phils moving into first place in the National League East. The Eagles, with their third consecutive brilliant, easy victory, taking on the look of a football machine.
Third blowout in 3 weeks.
They have really put it together offensively.
And it's a pretty city, a much maligned city. There's a touch of the national capital, Washington, in this city, with the architecture and the great buildings.
First and 10, Philadelphia. Sarchi hands off to Harrington. And Harrington is dropped there by John Scorpan for a loss. Howard all the way back to the 35-yard line.
You made a good point about this city. The people that live here and know it best love this city and enjoy living here.
I had a great time today.
I've had a good time here. It's a good.
I ran the steps at the Philadelphia Fine Art Museum. Beat Stallone's time. We had a great time.
Had a tremendous marathon here yesterday.
Didn't you see me running in that marathon, Howard?
No, all I saw were the women.
Second down, 15.
I was right behind them.
Zachary Dixon gets the football, and Zachary Dixon back to the original line of scrimmage. Here's a youngster who tried out with Denver and the Giants last year. Came to the Eagles, a free agent. Showed well in a mini camp and then came on in the preseason. Ticking down to the 2-minute warning. Eagles, again, have got to be delighted with the showing offensively that they have made tonight. We'll be back at Veterans Stadium in a moment. Yeah, many of the loyal have already left the game. Interesting little note for you, Fran. Sims thus far has attempted 45 passes tonight. The Giant record held by Charlie Connolly with 53. Randy Johnson threw 47, and you, Sir Francis, at one time threw 46. It was against Dallas, and you must have really hurt that night.
Did I complete any?
You were 7 of 46.
Francis is involved in more stats in the record book than any other single player in the history of the league.
Including the one for the longest fumble in the history of the league.
Eagles already must be thinking about St. Louis next Sunday as the ball goes to Zachary Dixon. Well, a quick reminder, that's incredible becoming your way on the West Coast next.
Well, that's all right, Francis. It's 3 hours earlier there.
Well, I'm going to have to make a fast trip out there to do that show.
Well, Giff said that the Eagles must be looking forward to St. Louis. That may be, but the Eagles have now outscored their opponents 104, 16 against. Now, how's that for a record?
That's something else.
Fourth down, Max Reniger comes on.
Now, the critics will say they're peaking too soon. But if you're the coach of this football team, that's the way you want them to play.
There is no safety out there for the Giants. They have all 11 men, either by design or by accident. There is nobody back. Alvin Garrett now sprints back. That the ball will die at the 12-yard line. That puzzles me.
Well, it puzzled me because they had 11 men on the line, but only about 7.
But they rushed.
Only about 6 or 7 rushed. The rest of them peeled back for the return.
I don't know.
The phantom safety man back there deep for the Giants.
The life of a head coach in this league, Ray Perkins. It ain't easy.
Things get screwier and screwier.
Well, he can also think back to Dick Vermeil's first year here in Philadelphia. Dick Vermeil was 4-10 when he came. 77, he went to 5-9. He didn't turn the corner until 78 to go 9-7.
Chuck Neal was worse than 4-10. Remember?
But the amazing thing is that Vermeil has built this team essentially without any #1 draft choice.
Right.
This year was what, his first?
That's why.
Last year was first.
On first down, Sims. And this completes to Danny Pittman. Danny Pittman, the rookie from Wyoming, out over the 20-yard line to the 22. Short of the first down by about a yard.
The point Fran just made is a good one, Frank. That's why Carl Peterson deserves so much credit. Director of player personnel. That's where you build teams. And that's part of the way Vermeil built the organization.
And you win with good organization. And Philadelphia's built them one here with the pivoting around Vermeil.
will be Phil Simms' 47th attempt of the night, and is complete to Danny Pittman. Pittman steps out of bounds with the first down out of the 37. 12 seconds remaining on the clock. So, Francis, you have been replaced in the Giants record book by Phil Simms as the third Giant in numbers of attempts. Touch of trivia here long towards morning.
I respectfully relinquish that position.
12 seconds. Reminder, next Monday night, Denver and New England, and we'll be there.
Good game. I'll watch you guys.
Ben DeRue rejoining us in New England. Simms on his 48th attempt. Into a group, downfield, incomplete. 5 seconds on the clock. Thanks to our statistician, our research man, Jerry Klein, spotter Steve Mazika.
Well, Frank, Howard and I have carried you this far. You think you can take the last 5 seconds by yourself while we beat the crowd?
I'll do my very best. Final play of the ball game coming up. Riding is out of defensive foul. Motion is Nate Johnson. Simms hangs it up. John Shara had it for a moment for the Eagles. But this ball game is over. Big night for the Eagles as they go 3-0. The Eagles have not done that since 1954. Once again, the final score, Philadelphia 35, the Giants 3. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. See you next Monday for New England, Denver.
Tomorrow, the new politics.